Minister, in a newspaper you know well, the Daily Telegraph, Kim Darroch, the former British ambassador to Washington, said we need to ready for a Russian nuclear strike over Ukraine. In the 3 months of the war, how many threats have there been from Vladimir Putin to deploy some form of nuclear weapons?
Well, there's an analysis that I think has been done by somebody recently, that a think tank, that they're looking at about sort of 35 mentions, or perhaps it's a little bit more now, of that issue. But I think it's very, very important that we shouldn't, allow ourselves to be sidetracked by this kind of saber-rattling, because fundamentally what Putin is trying to do is to reframe this and say it's about Russia versus NATO. It's about, a standoff of that kind. It's not. It's about his attack on an entirely innocent country with conventional weapons, with artillery, bombardments with planes, shells, and so on. And it's about the Ukrainians' right to protect themselves. That is what this is about. And what you had today at NATO was yet again the alliance being tested, being asked, being interrogated. Are we resolved? Are we determined? Will we give the Ukrainians the means to protect themselves? And the answer was absolutely yes. And if anything, the strength of the unity is greater than it was before.
But 35 times he's possibly threatened to go nuclear. What is the response?
I've just given you my response, which is that I think it's very important we don't get drawn into a discussion that favours the way Putin wants to frame this. He wants to present it as a standoff between NATO and Russia. That's not what this is. This is about his wanton, illegal, unprovoked act of aggression against a sovereign, independent country.
Everyone is speaking well at NATO. Everyone's speaking in a...
So it's about now changing the dynamic. Looking. So Volodymyr Zelensky has some ideas about how to move things forward. Plainly, the Ukrainians can recapture ground. They're very dynamic. Look at what's just happened in Snake Island today. Putin's had to cede that. And what that shows is, there's a lesson for this, from this. He is, in the end, going to find it impossible to hold down a country he doesn't own.